Welcome back to Blackboard Learns at LaSalle. And recently, one of my students submitted an assignment that she had not completed, and she unfortunately pressed the submit button before she was ready to. So she emailed me to ask how she could submit her assignment. And at that time, I told her to email me a copy of the assignment, and I would just use that to grade her work. But I then looked into how can I reopen an assignment for a student if they happen to do this inadvertently, and we want to make sure that students are able to submit their work. So if a student contacts you to reopen an assignment, this is the process that you use to reopen the assignment. You will go down to the grade center, and when you open the grade center, you're going to go to either assignment or test, depending on which one it is that you're going to open. So for this case, it was an assignment that she had inadvertently submitted before she had completed it. So we're going to choose assignments under the full grading center. And now what we're going to do is you will find the student that you are working with, and since I've already fixed hers, I'll just use Justin DeMesa as an example. And what we will do is we will come over here to the actual assignment box. So for the DHMO case study, Justin DeMesa, there is a chevron. When you enter that box, you'll get a chevron, this down arrow, which you will then click. And what we want to deal with is we want to look at View Grade Details. So when you go to View Grade Details, you will get choices here. And one is to exempt the assignment. That's if you're going to just write off the assignment and not grade it for the student. Or over here on the right, you could grade the assignment, clear the assignment, ignore the attempt, or edit the grade. Now, grading the attempt simply means you want to go ahead and grade the work. Clear the attempt will remove that current attempt and allow the student to produce another attempt. Ignore the attempt is if you're allowing students to make several attempts. Let's say you say they can do 3 attempts, and this is the 3rd attempt and they inadvertently press submit before they complete, and you want to ignore that attempt and let them have a 3rd attempt. You can go ahead and use ignore the attempt. Edit the grade would be to change the grade after you have already submitted it. And then allow an additional attempt. Again, if you had given them 3 opportunities and you're deciding to give them a 4th, you could allow them an additional attempt. So for the case I had where the student had inadvertently submitted her assignment, I simply cleared the attempt, and then once you have cleared the attempt, you would return back to the grade center and see that the assignment was no longer available for grading. And then I would suggest you probably email the student to let them know that you have completed that for them. So once again, under the grade center, under full grade center, you would choose the assignment or the test that you need to reopen. You would go to the student you are dealing with, go over to the assignment you want to reopen for them. You would then choose the chevron, which is the drop-down menu. You would go to View Grade Details, and then based on what you're doing, you would either grade the attempt, clear the attempt, ignore the attempt, or add additional attempts if that is what you so need to do. So hopefully this will alleviate some of those problems, because there are going to be cases along the way where students unfortunately press the wrong button, submit before they're completed, or submit an erroneous answer and they want another attempt. And hopefully your students will feel free to contact you and get that done. So once again, go to it and continue working on your Blackboard.